Stay focused. Focus on the few, not the many. Most people are involved in too many deals. Focus on the few, not the many.
And then last but not least, number one, do you read a lot or no?
No.
So you don't believe in that reading bullshit?
No. I've read the Quran, the Bible. I've read maybe 7 or 8 books. They're all listed on my website. But I forgot more in drunken stupors than has been written in the last 50 years.
Do you drink still? What's your drink?
Well, I like Vesper martinis.
Do you smoke cigars?
No. Oh, yeah, I still smoke. I thought you were going to smoke weed. I don't smoke weed. Cigars I smoke, yeah.
Cigars are the fucking best.
Yeah.
How big is your castle?
55,000 square feet.
So when nobody's there, what do you do there?
Sally and I...
like, are there sections you don't even ever see?
Well, I mean, I was up in one of the servants' quarters a few weeks ago. I hadn't been there in 20 years, I don't think. We have 156 acres of pristine...
How much is it appreciated over the years?
Well, they tell me it's worth about 25 million pounds, which is about $32 or $33 million. I don't know if it is or not.
And what'd you pay
it's not
for
sale. Well, no, that's
a
not
fraction.
Disposable. No.
When'd you buy it?
I put in at least 10 million.
When'd you buy it?
I bought it in 1984 on my birthday, my 39th birthday.
So you'd think it'd fucking skyrocket.
Yeah, well, it has. But I mean, the place was not a garbage tip, but I mean, it was in pretty poor shape. But then I built a 9-hole golf course. And now this is 20 years ago. Lloyd's of London, the big insurance company, said it was one of the most finely appointed estates in all of Britain. But it costs money. My gas bill, that's my gas, is $178 a day. My gas. My electric bill is about the same a day. So $350 a day to keep the place warm.
And you said you made and lost 3 fortunes.
Correct.
The first one was $50 million. You lost it all?
Yeah. Well, no, I kept 2 or 3 million. But I mean, when you go from 55 to 5, you lost it all.
Yeah, and then you got the 300. Did you lose that?
No, but yeah, when Saddam Hussein invaded, my shares, I own 60% of the company. Shares went down 85%.
Tanked.
Okay.
What was the third one?
And then the third one was I was wildcatting with Bunker Hunt of the famous Hunt brothers that tried to corner the silver market back 30, 35 years ago. We drilled 5 $25 million dry holes and Bunker, and I kept waiting for the invoice to come, and then I got a call from one of their secretaries that says, "Oh, Bunky says that, we didn't sign all the papers, so you don't owe the money." And I was flying around in Gulfstream when they first came out, because my buddies had Gulfstreams, and they always say, "Danny, we don't want you flying around in a midget jet, a mini jet, or an imitation jet. You gotta, when you get a jet," and I did, "you gotta stand up like a man." And most of the Gulfstream we came in on yesterday, you can stand up in, but most of the jets you can't stand up in because they're built for people that have they're short on cash. They've got the shorts. But when I had 3 planes, I mean, you could buy a Saberliner for $5 or $6 million. You could buy a Citation. We used to call them Imajets because the planes flew faster than we did for a couple million. But now your buddy Grant has got a $50 or maybe $65 million
650.
Yeah, 650 that his funds bought.
Yeah. Well, again, I got a story about old GC. Again, I don't ever take away from anybody that accomplished shit, but I can tell you that he's a ruthless motherfucker.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk more
another time.
But listen, folks, if you guys ain't following Dan already, you can find him at danpena.co.uk. You can find him on Instagram at Dan S. Pena, Pena, obviously. And you can find his YouTube channel at $1 Trillion Man. You're dropping content. I don't know if you are doing it intentionally, but you got a lot of fucking viral. It seems like you say something, it goes viral.
Yeah.
It's fucking good.
Yeah. Now, I don't know. One of the guys that I've been on his podcast, he gets 4 or 5 million. Is hits the right word?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know how he gets paid. I know you get paid for that shit, somehow.
Well, you can. Views.
You can.
Yeah.
But I'm normally good for a lot of eyeballs. I think it's the terminology.
Why do you think everybody is so enamored by fucking somebody that's willing to just say it like it fucking is? Maybe
for partially the same reason they're enamored with Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump doesn't, like when he said, I asked, I was speaking at Oxford University and a lot of big schools. I asked him, guys, not you girls, is he saying anything that a red-blooded male human being who wants to grab big tits? Is there anybody in this fucking audience that's not an it or something that doesn't want to grab big tits? Not one hand goes up. Even a couple of the girls, they said, we want to grab. You can't do away with. We once had it in our loins. 40,000 years ago, if you walk by with a pretty girl, I'd hit you in the head with a fucking club, kill you, and take the girl, drag her up by her hair. We have it in our loins. We still have it.
We're just hiding it. We need to get back to our authentic selves and start knocking motherfuckers out for their girl.
Correct. Hey. One quick story. I've only been knocked out 3 times in my life. Once in Glasgow, 35 years ago, a couple of big fat chicks came over and they said, how about a fuck in the toilet? I said, no, I wouldn't fuck you with his dick. As I walked out of the pub, I got hit in the head with a brick by one of these big fat girls. Okay. The other 2 times I got knocked out by the same guy, the same night, the same bar, one of my best friends. He knocked me out, and then I woke up in the parking lot, and I went into the bar and jumped on him, and then he knocked me out again. And when the police came to the bar, and the bar was on the corner of Reseda Boulevard and Ventura Boulevard, okay, in the valley. And they said, we can understand you got in a fight, but why are you naked? But I was so pumped up with adrenaline, they tore all my clothes off the second time, and they said, at least he won't come back in the bar naked. But I did. And but I used to be an aggressive fucker. I mean, I was always the guy to start the fight. Always. I don't always end the fight.
Is that the advantage?
Well, I used to be able to hit pretty hard, but I mean, you give me one. You know how when in these deals on podcasts, you're going to slap me one time and you get the first punch. I don't see why. Either these guys are all cunts that are hitting them. But I mean,
yeah. Once you realize there's inevitably going to be a fight, you're probably better off striking first.
Correct.
Now your Rolodex must be fucking ridiculous. But you don't consider any of them necessarily close buddies. Like, do you have a close network of buddies?
I got 4 or 5 guys. That's it.
Are they all fucking rich as shit?
My wife made me bring my phone today. I don't carry the phone. And she reminds me what phone it is. It's for the U.S. And I have a UK and I have an Asian phone. No, I don't use my phone. I don't carry money. I don't carry credit cards.
Why? You got people around you then.
Correct. I don't do any of that. And for the, like you probably get emails on your phone.
Yeah.
The big guys don't do that because it's a waste of time.
And fucking it is. You know what I do to clear out my inbox? Select all, delete, and I figure if it's important, they'll email back. But dude, it's like if you emailed me at 9 a.m. and I checked it, let's say noon, because I got shit going on, you'll be on the 9th page. Because of some junk and all the bullshit that comes through.
This morning I had 6 emails from 2 of my assistants. I don't get emails from people. I have 5 assistants. One of the things that I didn't mention, super successful people like Musk and Gates, their success, and mine too, is delegation. My life is split up into 5 parts. I have 5 women that have been with me between 13 and 22 years that manage my life. And
what are the roles?
Pardon?
What are their roles?
Well, one is social media. One is new deals. One is current boards. One is my charity pro bono shit. And one is miscellaneous.
Why all female?
Because the men aren't good multitaskers.
Yeah. But the buddies, because I saw a video of you where you're basically saying, your problems, you're hanging around a bunch of fucking cunts.
Yeah.
And
I'm not hanging around with those guys.
But you should be able to eliminate people. And there's people out there that think, yeah, Dan, but goddamn, dude, this is my family and these are lifelong friends.
If you can't cut loose to your family, then you're not going to be a super high performance person.
Period.
You
sit down when you pee.
The guy, not last night, but the night before last, I've known since I'm 10 years old. If you're going to be in a foxhole, who do you want in that foxhole? Everybody wants me.
Somebody you can trust.
That will die. and I get emotional about this. The kids today don't believe enough in anything that they're willing to die for.